Today is July the 3rd, a day before Independence Day. I'm before you today just explaining to you certain basic things so you'll be on the watch on how things happen in the state of South Carolina, Greenwood, and the courts. Now, I was arrested in 2016. Long story short, this was my arrest warrant that was issued to me to have me arrested. I never argued them arresting me because I realized they had to have a reason to arrest me. I was compliant. I went along with it, got arrested, blah, blah, blah. After I was arrested 2 days, less than 2 days, I went to my bond hearing and I had no bail. So I lost everything. My whole house was vandalized and everything, whatever the case may be. Moving on. After my bail hearing, the state has 90 days to indict me or present the charge to a grand jury indictment panel. That's the law. Just like there's constitutional law, there's criminal laws, there's civil laws, there's criminal procedure laws, how cases to proceed in court system. See, the solicitor and the lawyers and the judge, they can't come to court every day. So, I'm going to sentence this guy to 100,000 years, or I'm going to because he stole the candy. And I'm going to sentence this guy to, 2 days because he just beat the old lady up. That's not how it works. It's procedural laws that governs that. All right, they had 90 days to have a true bill issued by indictment panel. A group of people come together, they present the arrest warrant, evidence, and everything. So the panel says, okay, we think there's enough evidence to hold them over the trial. If not, then there's no case. So my thing is, I was never indicted by a grand jury since 2016. This is 2019, practically 3 years. Now, you would think that 3 years, you wouldn't still have an arrest warrant pending in court. Now, I've been approaching the solicitor's office, everyone running and ducking and dodging. Now, the lawyers that's been getting paid to hold my case, handle my case, they running and ducking and dodging. Why? Because I just found out 4 weeks ago that I never had a case. For 3 years, I had to wear an ankle monitor on my ankle and pay $300 a month. I'm strapped. I didn't have a home to go to no more. My home was nicely furnished and everything. Lost all that. Now here it is in 2019, practically 3 years after my original arrest. All them lawyers done got paid off me, including that private one, Henderson, including that private one, off me all this time. Well, I had to pay all this money out, and I never had a criminal case, nor I had criminal charges pending against me. Now, why would they do that and deprive the city of money that money could be going to other areas of the state and city, or at least the city at minimum? I don't know why, and they're getting away. So my thing is, I'm trying to rectify this, telling them, the solicitor office, go ahead and throw this out because the arrest warrant has been satisfied when I was apprehended. Why are you still holding on to this, trying to have court proceeding? Why are you wasting the city money, taxpayers' money? People working hard, and they be crying out there about, the taxes don't went up, blah, blah, blah. This is how you spend the people of this city's money? It's crazy. It's unlawful. Now, I've been deprived of what they call due process right. Due process right is when constitutionally on the federal level and on the state level guarantees you that every citizen is protected by the laws, both federal and the state. Now, I was deprived of my due process right, and I'm still being deprived of my due process right, not having to address this like they're supposed to have doing. They're making it seem like, well, you know what it is? Wait a minute, we'll get around to it. We go 3 years. 3 years, I lost everything. Been paying all that money with having an ankle monitor on my ankle. Now, what the hell is the problem? Why did my lawyers tell me back then, years ago, at least 2 years or 2.5 years ago, why did my lawyers tell me back then, you're not indicted, so, hey, we're going to just act as solicitor or put a motion to the solicitor just to have the arrest warrant just dissolved, just vanished, because when you was arrested, that's what was satisfied. Now, after your arrest, according to the rules that governs the arrest warrant, there's a process and procedure goes after that. You got to go to bond hearing, then it's 90 days that they have to indict you or present the charge to a grand jury indictment panel, and so on and so forth. If they can't do it in 90 days, they have to petition the chief clerk of court, the chief judge of court, the chief judge, and ask for an extension with good cause shown. None of that was the case. None of that has been the case. But this 3 years anyway. After I haven't had one court date since my arrest pertaining to this case being adjudicated, being this case being processed. And laws governing that, I'm being deprived of all the protective arms of this law. Now, I'm bringing this to your attention because this is an ongoing thing with the Greenwood County Solicitor's Office and Public Defender's Office. Okay, you have all the white people in the Solicitor's Office and all the white people in the Public Defender's Office. They're on the same floor, use the same restroom, bathroom, the same elevator, early in the morning, afternoon, probably go to the same restaurant, same churches and everything. I didn't think that I had really too much of a good chance, but I didn't think that they would actually violate the laws governing their responsibility, because to have that position as these officers of court, they beat out a lot of people who was trying to apply for the same job they got. That would have been compliant and responsible and honest, like they was supposed to have been, and carry out the laws that they're entrusted to carry out accordingly. Because these people up in the office now, I don't know where they get these people from. They confer with each other and talk to each other. Oh, we ain't gonna do nothing with them. We're gonna push this to the side. We're gonna hold on to it. We're gonna be quiet. We're gonna take advantage of him. We're gonna make a paycheck off him. So, I mean, all this going, you people of Greenwood, South Carolina, you people better start looking at these people in these court buildings. The solicitor's office, you better start checking them out. And the little black, some people that work up in, you better check on them too. Because a lot of them, the very few that's up in it, like the investigator for public defender office, she did lie also at a time where it really didn't count anyway, because I never had a case. But at that time, I was in an imprisoned state of mind that I had a case, and I'm facing trial any day now. I'm losing everything. My hair's growing. Well, anyway, every day was more traumatic. Every day was a headache to me dealing with this. I'm having an investigator come and sit in my house, talk to me, asking to interview witnesses, gather documents and evidence. Now, I'm coming after finding out the true facts. I've never been indicted. Now, why would you come to my house and I haven't been indicted? Matter of fact, investigating things. And why would a lawyer send you to my house to ask me to give you information about other people to talk to that have favorable information pertaining to my innocence? Why would you do that knowing I didn't have a case? Something's going on there. And some of the people say, oh, the investigator, no, they ain't come to me yet. And I come to realize she stopped because she realized enough is enough, because she told me she tired. I didn't know what she meant, but now I understood that. 4 weeks ago when I found out I ain't had no case, I'm like, oh shoot, my whole brain just collapsed at that time. I had to lay down and drink me a little spirit drink. That's milk with sugar. I had to drink a little of that to get my head back together again, because I couldn't believe that these people would do that. I had a hearing on the last approach to the court judge. I asked that this guy be relieved. This guy was deceived and deceptive from the beginning. I asked him to put in a motion. He refused to do it. Asked him respectfully. He still refused to do it. There's a conflict. I went before the court. The judge entertained. The solicitor, they try to make up an argument. Oh, he wants to rotate lawyers. But he know I don't have a case. I got what they call a arrest warrant. That's not a case. And the judge asked me, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. He asked me, okay, I'm going to give you a chance to talk. Say, give me a minute. Went over all the paperwork and then asked the clerks of court, the chief clerk on around, do you have a case against Allen? And your folders, because they keeps all the records of the court. They said, no, Judge, Your Honor. The judge looked in my folder he had before him, and all he seen was maybe the arrest warrant. That's it. As far as the status of my case, he ain't see nothing else. He said, I don't see the case against Allen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to order his request. I put in the motion for a reassignment account. He said, I'm going to order his request granted. And I'm going to direct the public defender's office to assign another attorney. Direct, he said. This is an order of the judge. You know, they haven't, and that was in May. We're in July now. They haven't done nothing. So I've been running back and forth they had me going like a ping pong, back and forth to them, and one point to the other one point to each other. So they have me running back. And then I get calls in the morning, because I'm starting to generate paperwork, and they don't like to have too much paperwork generated and pertaining to a non-case. Now, if I went throughout the hood shooting up people and they knew who I was, they got me. Hey, I would have. It's a no-brainer. Case would have been over. That's it. Everyone been pointing to me and everything, and whatever the case may be, it's been all right up in the paper and so on and so forth. The facts is what it was, or they got what they necessarily need. Is an all hands down case. Now, my thing is this. What's going to happen when other divisions and other departments of this system get a whiff of this in relations to, would they change the personnel, mix it up a little, put a little few, sprinkle a little Puerto Ricans or Hispanic, Mexican, some Asians up in there. Maybe they might just find one or two Afro-American that has a bar, like a license to practice. Maybe they'll squeeze them up. Or maybe they might find somebody who had graduated from college that was studying law that they can put up inside there and know what the hell they're doing. Hopefully that can be the case, because this don't make no sense.